Hello, my name is Dean, and today I'm going to teach you how to play the Battle for Everyone's Souls, which is the final boss theme for Persona 3. Now this song is pretty epic in scale, and it can be daunting to listen to it, so what I decided to do was get in a friend of mine called Allan, who, if you watch my other videos on my other channel, he appears in pretty frequently. He's a great guitarist, and I have a lot of fun working with him, so I got him in to play the rhythm, and I'll play the lead over it. I'll only be teaching you the lead part, but it really does sound better with a rhythm guitarist. So, without further ado, we're going to play the song through, then I'll zoom in on the strings and take you through it step by step. Okay, I'll now show you how to play the lead part with the distortion off. This is part 1. You start with your first finger here on the 7th fret of the low E string. And now, here you can either, with your ring finger, bar here on the 9th fret of the A string and the 9th of the D, bar both of them, or you can play it with your pinky holding down the 9th on the D. It's really up to you. I prefer to bar it, but it's up to you. It's whatever you feel more comfortable. You play the top 3 strings twice. Okay? And then you move up to here with your first finger, again on the low E string. It's still the top 3 strings. Low E string on the 2nd fret, ring finger, here on the 4th fret of the A, and your ring finger on the 4th fret of the D, or again, bar. I prefer bar, it's up to you. But you play those 3 once. You then slide up to here, up 1 fret. So your first is on the 1st fret, and these 2 fingers, or the ring finger, it doesn't matter, are on the 2nd. Again, to the top 3 strings, you play them once. Okay, so that'll be 1, 2, 1, 1. And then you move your first finger here which would be your first finger. This is again a bar. It doesn't have to be. You can use these three fingers, but it's up to you. So you bar here, which is the second fret of the A string, second fret of the D string, and the second fret of the G string. So these three strings here, and you can just bar, or it doesn't really matter. And what you do is you play the top four, the top four strings all the way down from the E. So it's an open, low E, those three. And then on that, you slide down here, which would be first finger on the seventh of the A. And again, this is a lot, basically just power chords for the first part anyway. Ring finger here on the D of the ninth, and pinky, or bar, again, on the ninth of the G. And you play that once. And you slide up to here, which would put your first finger here on the fifth of the A string, ring finger here on the seventh of the D, and pinky, or bar, again, on here, which would be the seventh of the G. And you play that twice. Again, these three strings. You do not play the low E when you're here or here. So B. Slide 1, 2. Then up to here, which would be first finger on the third of the A, and here again, fifth of the D, and fifth of the G. Do not play the low E, just these three strings. So, all in all, that'll be a total of this, played slowly. Of course there will be distortion on this point. And then again, after that part, you play this again, up here. 1, 2, you start this bit again, so your first finger is here, on the seventh of the low E, ring finger, ninth of the D, and pinky of the ninth on the D. Oh, sorry, this is ninth of the A, with your ring finger, ninth of the D, and your pinky, or bar. And you play it again. 1, 2, back over here. 1, 1, 1, and you slide back down here, which would be, again, this. So your first finger here on the seventh of the A, ring finger, ninth of the D, and pinky, ninth of the G. And you miss out low E, so you play these three strings. You slide up to here, which would be your first finger. This is the fifth for your first finger, and the seventh for these two. And you play that once and slide. And you slide down. You slide down to here, which would be your first finger on the eighth of the A, and your ring finger, and pinky or whatever, on the 10th of the D and G. Okay, and then you play both those two parts I just taught you twice. So that again, so twice. You can listen to it on the version of the official soundtrack. That's it for part 1. Okay, part 2 breaks into quite a cool riff here, which would be your first finger here on the 2nd fret of the A string, and again you can either bar the 2 or play pinky, it doesn't matter, which would be here on the 4th of the D and the 4th of the G. And you play it 4 times. So that's the riff. And you play it. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. slide down to here, which would be the first is over here on the 5th of the A, and here, 7th of the D and G again, which you can play it like that, or like that. It doesn't matter. And you play that 3 times. A lot of people, well, you can, there's a different way. You can play it 4 times if you want. You can play it like this. 1, 2. Or I play... I prefer on the 4th time to make a slide, because I think it sounds better, but it's up to you. The way I'll be teaching is, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, slide. Alright, now here's the thing. Once you've done this, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, slide. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 on the slide. Once you're back from the slide, you play again. So I'll play it very slowly again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then you start again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And on the slide, so it'd be. So very slowly again. Now for this part, you have to be barring these 3, which would be first finger has to cover the A string, the D string, and the G string all on the 2nd fret. Because when you lift here, you have to be playing those on the 2nd. So you play 1, 2, 3, 4. Lift. You play all on the 2nd. And hammer on down here. So you hammer on back with your ring finger or the 2 on the 4th of the D and G. Now I know this can be a little confusing, so I will play through this part again very slowly. Okay? Then again you play 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. So that entire section is played this many times. I will show you. Okay, now you've played that, lift up that 3 times, then once more. Then you move back down. Once you've played that, you don't play anymore up here. You move down here, and you play 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay? You'll be able to listen to how many plays along the track. There's a synthesizer that comes in, you'll be able to notice how many times you play. So that's it for part 2. Okay, now for part 3 of the lead. This is where the piano comes in. The rhythm we're playing over the top, but I won't be teaching you that part. I'll just be teaching the part I played in the video, which is the lead. And you start with your ring finger on the 15th fret of the B string. And you play it once. Then you play with your middle finger the 14th fret of the B string. Then back again to the 15th fret of the B string. Then you move your first finger to the 12th on the B string. So that'll be this. Okay? Then you go back again to the 15th fret of the B, then the 14th fret of the B, and then you play the 14th fret of the high E. Then then your first fret, then the first finger, sorry, to the 12th fret of the B again. So it'll be this. Then, for your middle finger, you move to the 12th on that high E, and you slide, you play and slide to the 14th. And your first finger to the 12th on the high E. Then you move your ring finger to the 15th on the B. Then your middle finger to the 14th on the B. So it'd be this. And then your ring finger to the 15th on the B, and you play and slide to the 17th. Alright, I'll move that finger out of the way so you can see. Then, with your middle finger, go to the 15th on the B string. Then with your first finger, the 14th on the B string. And then with your middle finger up here to the 16th on the G. Then back in, first finger on the 14th, and play it twice. Then up again, first finger on the 16th of the G. So that's quite long, so I'll play that again slowly. Just practice that bit and you'll get it. And then, there's no rhythm here, there is just, basically just a slow drum beat, silence, and you play here, this is again the piano, 15th on the B with your ring finger, 14th on the B with your middle finger, 15th on the B, then the 12th on the B with your first finger. And you play that 3 times. It's wait a while, wait till it comes back in. Wait till it comes back in again. Quite slow. Okay, now for some small power chords here, you play your first finger here on the 10th of the D string, and your ring finger here on the 12th of the G string. And you play them both together. Move here. So your first finger is on the 12th of the D, and your ring finger here is on the 14th of the G. And now you play with your first finger on the 14th of the D, and on the 14th of the G. You can either bar it like that, play these two, or you can just play it holding the 2 down, like that. Makes no difference. But you play it and then you release it quickly. And that's it for part 3. Okay, now for part 4 of the lead, which is the vocals and basically the solo of this song. Which, this part is pretty difficult, and you probably won't get this the first time. At least the beginners that watch my videos usually probably won't get this first time. But keep practicing it and you'll learn it eventually. It's a lot of fun to play this part. Now, to begin with, you start with your ring finger, again, on the 15th of the B. Then you play your first finger over here on the 11th of the G. Then your middle finger on the 12th of the G. So, then, with your ring finger here, play on the 14th of the high E. Then your first finger on the 12th of the high E. Then your ring finger here to the 15th of the B. Then your 14th on the B. then 15th on the B, 14th on the B, and then, I'll play that part through because it's quite slowly, because that's quite hard. And then you play with your ring finger, move it to the 14th of the D, then your first over here on the 11th of the G. Finger here to the 12th on the high E, then your first finger to the 10th on the high E. And then, with your middle finger here, ring finger, move it to the 14th on the high, well, the 14th on the B, then your first on the 12th on the B, 14th, 12th, so that would be in total and then you move your first finger to where your middle finger was on the 12th of the B, and you play it once, and then during this you have to play this quite quickly. You hammer on with your middle finger onto the 14th of the high, on the B, and your ring finger onto the 15th of the B in order. So, and then you play it. So 12th, hammer on 14, hammer on 15, play the 15th. Then again, pull off. So, play, pull off, play, pull off. So, in total, that would be this, played very slowly. And then you're left with a note just ringing out with your first finger on the 12th of the B. And then you start that part again. So you're back here with your ring finger on the 15th of the B. Play once. You move your first finger again to the 11th of the G. First finger, 12th of the G. Then again, ring finger back down here to the high E on the 14th. Once. First finger, 12th of the high E, once. Ring finger here to the 15th of the B. 14th of the B with your middle. 15th B. 14th B. Now this is a part where this part has to be played pretty quickly in the song and will get you muddled up. You move here to your ring finger to the 17th on the high E. Then, well, you can play this with your pinky if you want, but I just feel it works better with the ring finger because you can do a slide in a set. So, 17th. Then you move to your 15th on the high E with your first finger. Then you move your first finger to the 14th on the high E and slide it to the 12th. So, then, I'll play that again slowly. You can slide or you can play, it doesn't really matter. Now, once you've got to the 12th on the high E, you then move your ring finger to the 15th on the B and play it once. Then your middle finger to the 14th on the B, play once. then back to the ring finger on the 15th of the B once. So that would be, again, play slowly for the whole thing. Then you move your first finger to the 12th on the high E. Then middle finger 14th on the high E. Then you move your first finger to the 12th on the B. And then we do this part again, which is the hammer-ons, which would be you play the 12th, hammer on 14, hammer on 15, play. Pull off, play, pull off. So altogether that would be. And then you play that second part that we just played again. And that's it for part 4. Okay, now for the 5th and final part of the song before it loops again. Now, what we did in the video was actually a little different than what I'm going to teach you. I had Allan, the rhythm guitarist, play this 4 times, and I came in on the second time and I played it 3 times. However, you more than likely won't have a rhythm guitarist when you're playing this song, so what we're going to do is straight after we came in from the solo, we're going to do this and we're going to play it 4 times ourselves. So, to start with, it's actually where the song started again. So you play the low E string with your first finger on the 7th fret, and your ring finger here on the 9th fret of the A string. And you only play the top 2 strings this time. You don't need to bar or play like that. Top 2 strings and play it 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you slide down here with your first finger on the 8th, ring finger on the 10th, top 2 strings again, play. Then you go back, play it 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Play again, down 1. Then go back, play 6 times. 6. So it'll be this. Now, once you've got that mastered, you come here, where you do have to bar again, or play with it doesn't matter. Move your first finger here to the 5th of the low E, and your ring finger here to the 7th of the A and the D. Sorry, the D. Or you can play it with your pinky there, it doesn't matter. But again, it's the top 3 strings. And you play that there, so it would be, we go from this. 1, 2, 3, 4. You slide down again 1. Sorry, this finger's in the way. You slide down again 1 from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it is top 3 strings on both of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then your first finger is on here on the 6th of the low E, and you're covering with your ring finger or playing with your pinky the A and the D of the 8th. So it'll be this, in total this. And that entire part is played, well, 3 times if you have a rhythm guitarist, if you want to do it exactly like how I played it, or 4 times if you're just playing on your own. So that's the song, and then the entire thing loops over once again. And if you're playing the actual boss fight, it's on a never-ending loop, which is pretty awesome. So that's that for the song. Hope you can play it. Okay, hopefully you can now play The Battle for Everyone's Souls from Persona 3. Now, it is a much more difficult song than I usually teach, and it really is a lot more epic, but hopefully you'll be able to get there after a couple of practices. Just it takes time and you'll get there. The solo part, yeah, it's a little more challenging than the beginner lessons I usually do, granted, but I'm sure you will get there. It takes a bit of time, and it's great practice for bar chords. So, this is Diesel C. See you later.